Hey, Mike.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
Sorry I couldn't make it down.
It's okay. I call this DEI meeting to order at 5:01. And roll call. Chair Beatty. Here. Vice Chair Anderly.
Here.
Commissioner Andrews. Commissioner Rusho. Here. Commissioner Stout.
Here.
Commissioner Abels. She's taking her mom to the hospital, so I don't think she will be here. And I need a motion to approve our agenda from May.
Motion to approve the agenda for May.
And we need a second, right?
Oh,
I second it.
And I'll vote.
Aye.
Hi.
All those that agree.
Do we have another
Aye.
one of meeting?
What did you say? Sher?
The meeting, the meeting paper?
The agenda?
Do we have any more?
Oh,
You
she'll
want
grab
one
you
too?
one. She's gonna grab you one.
Denise, you need a pen?
I do not, but thank you.
Okay.
So Elena is sick today, just in case you didn't know.
No.
So
Okay.
Sadie is with us today.
Thank you, Sadie.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
so our first item is going over our survey and questions for the survey. Did you guys come up with any other questions?
I did not.
No.
Okay, so what I had from last time, if I can read my scribbles, is do you feel included in your community? What suggestions do you have for increasing tourism in Estacada? How can we better serve you? And then let me see, if you or someone in your household have disabilities, and I had a comma and I didn't finish my sentence because you guys were kind of talking about that sentence. Not, oh, maybe it was if you or someone in your household have disabilities, how can we improve our city to better serve your needs?
That's perfect.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I was scribbling here, trying to.
Hey, I can read
remember.
it. I'll have a handwriting contest with you as to who has the worst anytime.
Okay, so, and then I had, do you know any youth? Do you know any youth aged 13 to 18 from the city of Estacada?
Tammy, someone's trying to make a comment. Is someone trying to make a comment?
No, I'm sorry. I was unmuted and you hear my 14-year-old mumbling in the
You can't control your household, Mike. Come on.
You're right. You're right about that.
Control the 14-year-old.
Do you know any youth aged 13 to 18 from the city of Estacada who would be willing to serve on a youth council? Please list their names and phone numbers. So I don't know if we still want that on there, but maybe we could, if you guys could really make a concerted effort to come up with maybe one more question, if each of us kind of did that, and then we could figure out what we're gonna hone in on as far as what we want on the survey, so that when we go to our meetings, we have something to take for them to fill out.
How about the only one I didn't see on there was the drug and alcohol that we've been talking about. Is that appropriate?
Yeah, I guess, but yeah.
I mean, I think that would be kind of a secondary outreach or whatever. Because there's two ways of looking at it. There's sort of we're trying to give them something quantifiable that we've accomplished or that we're doing. And then there's, I think, also these sort of sub sections of what we're trying to take on, which is the drug and alcohol portion. Yeah, but maybe it's something to do with do you know how to have your needs or concerns addressed by the city of Estacada? And then we can make that sort of a lead into the DEI being sort of a entity that you can flow through to talk about, to get your needs met by the city, or at least expressed to the city. You know what I mean? To have something along those lines. Because, 6 months ago, that's what we were talking about, was trying to be an educational force about how to access the city as a civilian.
Can you word that for me again? Sorry, I was writing it down, but I didn't get the whole thing.
Maybe something like, do you know how to
Access services? Or-
well,
No,
not necessarily. It's more like let me think for a second. Maybe we could do something like, what if you have needs or concerns related to inclusion or access? Did you know you could bring them direct to the city, or that the DEI committee can help you help your
that's too
voice be
long,
heard or
Michael.
something. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of working through it. I have
Well-
not been in construction mode all day.
That's okay. So why don't we, because we didn't have any more questions prior to meeting, why don't we finalize this next month? And
Carla, put him down.
if you guys have any
Hey.
other, like this specific thing you were just talking about, if you could maybe digest it down into a
Yeah.
nice short type sentence, then we can add that to
What?
to
Yeah,
the
I
survey.
can definitely do that. In fact, I'll
Okay.
just email that directly or text that directly to you
That'd be great.
as soon as I construct that. Sorry for that little
No,
rambling
no, it's
brainstorm.
fine. It's fine. I think that would probably be the most efficient way for us to handle that for this month anyway, since none of us really had any more questions
We
to
also,
add.
we also need to replace DEIC with Better Together.
Yes, so Sadie, Elena was supposed to have taken that to city council. And I don't know why that officially hasn't been told to us yet. Okay. 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 Yeah, if you
Okay, so
could
that-
do
I'm
that,
fine
that
with
would be
that.
great, because we should actually, everything should be switched over, because we voted that months ago to change our names. And
Okay, so that would require a code change to change it in our actual municipal code. And so that takes an ordinance to be passed by the council. So I will bring that up to her tomorrow and we'll get that scheduled.
great, perfect. That's
Thank you,
great.
Sadie.
Yes, thank you. Let's see. Okay, so the market study questions and outreach plan. That is in our packet, which you would have online because that was emailed to everyone. So this is a market study. Remember, Elena talked to us about this, some sort of a survey that the Downtown Estacada Commission, I think, is taking this to the, I'm not exactly sure how they're taking it to the community, but they're trying to get some information.
So they haven't sent it out yet.
No, this is just a draft. But I'm not clear on what Elena wanted us to do, and since she's not here, not really sure what we are supposed to be doing other than maybe looking at it through DEI lens. Um,
Yeah, I think that's correct, Tammy. I think that they just sort of want us to chew on it a little bit and then give any feedback if we have any sort of suggestions or concerns.
okay. So I don't know if you guys have had any time to look at it. It's kind of a long,
I don't think it was emailed to me.
it was in the packet.
Of
She sent.
tonight's?
Yeah, that she sent.
Oh, it is at the bottom. Okay. I just didn't look
through
far enough.
email.
Okay.
So I mean, this is gonna take some time to kind of munch on, as Michael said, so I don't know if you guys want to do this now or if you'd like to table it till she
Let's
gets back.
Table it till she gets back.
I agree.
We can do that.
Is she okay? Is Elena okay? Okay.
There's a bad, I heard influenza A is going around. I actually had
Oh, yay.
some people we knew whose wife was in the hospital with pneumonia, and I have a feeling that Kimberly's mom might have it. She ended up taking her today to the hospital. So, anyway, let's go on to the next item, which is the speed humps, which this was what Melanie sent. And so she said, could the DEI consider this question at their next meeting? Do you think that private payment for speed humps should be accepted rather than waiting for there to be public funds in the budget to install the speed humps? Would this cause concern for unfairness? Or would it maybe help with allowing the city to get through more requests?
Well, we would have to know how difficult is it to ask for a speed bump?
She said, so one possible scenario is that a neighborhood that couldn't afford to pay for it has to wait 2 budget years to have them installed, whereas a neighborhood that could afford it could get them done immediately. Also, what if most people in the neighborhood could afford to contribute and some of them could not, but are being pressured? Seems like, I mean, just off the top of my head, and yeah, you guys can certainly weigh in on this, but it seems like there should be a policy that everybody falls under.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that, I think having a neighborhood that mostly could afford it, but some being pressured is very likely to
Yes.
happen in Estacada.
Yeah.
Is this, I'm sorry, is this a hypothetical question or is this something that is?
No, some lady would
directly-
like to have speed bumps on her street, apparently.
Okay, and they're trying to figure out if it's something that the city could allocate funds for, or if that has to be community contribution.
They're asking for our intercession with the council on their behalf.
Well, and the TPSC is looking at a policy for the installation of speed humps. So they're trying to make policy moving forward because there hasn't been one for speed
Okay.
humps.
Then I would encourage her to show up.
Did we decide who was gonna be the traffic and safety liaison? Because that is also something they might have of some perspective on as far as the process and the funding is concerned. I mean, I'm sure it's a public works execution at the end of it, like they would do the installation, but I think that as far as the citizen trying to get traction with the city, that might be the best route.
I agree. But I would want us to wait until more committee members were here before we ask who wants to be a liaison.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I mean, and I was sitting in with Parks and I feel like I maybe didn't want to do the safety and traffic just because. But you know, I wouldn't mind going or sitting in or zooming into one of their meetings specifically with this question since it's been brought by somebody, an individual.
Volunteering.
Yeah, so for the last meeting, when we chatted about that, I had Mike down for Arts Commission, of course, because he's a member, and Shannon and Mike on Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote down. And then Economic Development, I had down Denise, Nicole took Downtown Estacada Commission. I had myself down for Traffic and Public Safety, but I
Okay.
have not attended it. I don't know if they had a meeting, but I have not, I have not been at their meeting yet.
Yeah, no worries. I'll actually look up that schedule real quick too. Just seeing.
Looks like they
When-
meet on the fourth Tuesday at 6.
Fourth Tuesday. Okay,
Find this
Which would have been last week.
Which information?
on when the meetings are.
It's on the Estacada City Council calendar.
Uh-huh. So like Parks and Rec meets on the fourth Wednesday at 5.
So go to the City of Estacada website
Mm-hmm.
and look on their calendar.
Do they have, do they have a computer like over the internet? meeting?
Yeah. So if you want to find out what time any of these committee meetings meet or anything, go onto the internet, go to Estacada
City Council.
City
appointed
Council, and they'll have a calendar there and they'll have the meetings on the
Committees.
calendar of which.
Committees. Yeah, I think I had an extra one. Maybe not. So, so in relation, coming back to the speed humps, are we all kind of in it? So what do you guys think? Should they have one policy that everybody falls under, or do they just allow people, if they can afford it, to go with it and, I guess, pressure the rest of the neighborhood?
Sadie, do you have any insight into standardization or how that comes together? Those decisions are made on behalf of the city. Can private citizens just pay for speed bumps in their neighborhood if they want them? And then other people, if they want to, they have to sort of petition the city and then wait for the process?
So we are starting from scratch with a policy on speed humps. And so that was Melanie's question to you guys was the policy that she got an example from was the city of Oregon City. And they have an option for a neighborhood to pay for speed humps to be installed if they're approved. And
Okay.
so she's asking your guys' opinion on if that should be accepted, that should be included in our policy. She just wanted some feedback from you guys on.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I didn't
That's okay.
exactly understand the angle of that. I mean, frankly, I think that sort of, commerce prevails in the sense that if somebody wants something and they have the money to pay for it, then they should have the right to, deploy that money. Now, I understand that there's sort of an equity issue as far as if somebody's neighborhood doesn't have access to that, are they more limited? And I think frankly, logistically, yes. So yeah, I mean, that's also something we should sort of have like a little sidebar philosophical discussion about. I guess I would like to see some kind of standardized policy so that, but is that just limiting? I'm sorry if I'm speaking very roundabout. I guess if there's a standardized policy that's created by the city about how we address this, and the people that have the capacity to pay for it out of pocket then just become limited to going through the process like everybody else.
Mhm.
And it's strictly for and that would be strictly for the reason of making it so that everyone has the same experience. I guess is that I'm kind of asking the question too.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think we need to stick with the equity
Mm-hmm.
part of
Okay.
our.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm thinking about it correctly.
And also, where does the street, like suppose I wanted a speed hump on my street. Does that mean that everybody from one end all the way to the other? Because it would start right there in that case and end way the hell down past River Mill.
Mhm.
So do all of those people, or is it only for the part right in front of the school we're gonna ask those people to pay?
Right.
Like how far out does the thing for who's gonna pay for it go?
Well, I think that is probably the best reasoning for why it's important for there to be one standardized process of how someone gets that installed. Because
Right.
like you're saying, you know, where does the funding, where does the estimate come from? Is it 3 neighbors that are gonna pay for a $5,000 installation because they want to have it right in front of their house? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it is just sort of equal across the board, this is the experience and this is the process to get that installed in your neighborhood. Uh, you know, I think it's probably simplifying things, actually.
So, I don't know if you guys read what what she sent from Oregon City. I mean, there's a lot to read, but, yeah, it looks like they have a procedure that they allow people if they want to petition, put in an application for a speed hump if they can afford it. So to me, that seems very strange because then you'd have speed humps maybe in front of some people's homes and others not. I don't know how you would work that, but I mean, I know they have standards, I'm sure, on all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I agree with what you said, Michael. I think that's hopefully Sadie got written down what you said. Because I
Well,
agree with
and
it.
just, you know, I was just reading the hard copy of the email about the question and the other, just to play devil's advocate, I'm sorry, is if it's really for the final result of increased public safety, and it's faster and more direct for people that have the means to, you know, just pay for it, then more speed bumps going faster, and that's better when it comes to public safety. So, you know, I don't necessarily want to tie down public safety development, you know, it's I mean, this might be one of those situations where um the equity lens goes one direction or something, you know what I mean? So that it's
Mhm.
not, so that it's not limiting people that don't have the funds to privately pay for the safety upgrades in their neighborhood, but it's also not stopping somebody that has safety concerns that has the money to deploy, because ultimately it's an improvement for the
Would
community.
would it be fair to say the people who signed the petition are the ones who have to pay for it?
I think that that would be absolutely fair. In fact, I think that that would kind of be like, well, yeah, if you want it so bad, then you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
said-
if 3 people
I'm-
sign it, split it between you 3.
Right. You know, I mean, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago at a city meeting. You know, put up or shut up. If you want it and you have money to pay for it, you know. But again, I see that there's a blaring equity question with this neighborhood has enough money to have speed bumps every 3 blocks, and this neighborhood needs them just as much, but they have to wait 2 years for city funds to be deployed. But again, I don't know if the answer is to slow down the development of public safety because of that, you know, application of equity that we're trying to address.
Is there another way for safety to be handled other than a speed hump?
Can't we request, if we request it from the sheriff's office, they put one of those little radar detective things
Yeah.
or, yeah. So we can
Yeah,
request
there's like
that.
speed studies and all that, you know, I mean, it definitely takes a while. They have to do the speed study for a couple months and then it has to get reported to the county. I mean, I think that this would be a great, discussion for us to approach, not to try and have this be, um, this might be an opportunity for us to outreach to the Traffic and Safety Committee and be like, this is why DEI is important, because we're trying to address these kind of particular questions. What do you guys
Mhm.
think about it? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
what we're asking is an equity question, but we're also trying to contemplate this traffic and safety issue. And I think this would be a good opportunity to maybe team up with those guys and at least show them that there is a reason behind our efforts as well.
Well, and right now, I mean, who has extra money just laying around for a speed hump? I mean, maybe there are a few.
I got some gravel I could scrape off the back and put a little mound in the road, but I don't have money for asphalt, that's for sure.
So would that be an option, like option 2 for people who don't have the privilege to just buy a speed hump?
They have to work with the city.
Work
with the Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how it is in life.
Hmm. Yeah, so, yeah, I will try to attend their next meeting. I would be interested in, hearing, and any of you guys, if you want to attend the traffic and public safety meeting next time, would be, let's see, 4th Tuesday. So we would have just missed their meeting.
Yeah, Tammy, you should keep me in the loop on that one. You're always very good about scheduling and texting reminders to everybody, but I'd like to participate with you
Okay.
in that, maybe for our initial sort of intro or
Okay.
something with them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And any of, well, okay, Sadie, is there a rule about how many of our committee can attend their committee?
So
Okay,
under 4.
so under 4 or 3? Okay, so one more person could attend if they want.
Well,
So-
and it's very also like not informal, but like we're just audience members, you know what I mean? So we might be limited by the 3-minute rule or whatever. So just
Right.
something to consider in prep.
That's true. So it looks like June 25 at 6 is their next meeting. And there is Zoom options if people don't want to be here in person. All right. So there was something else I was going to say about that, but I'm over 50, so there it went. Okay, so the youth council, Denise and Michael, weren't you guys taking that on?
I'm hunting around and I cannot find youth. Part of the reason is they are just about to get out of school. So asking them to jump into a program to do something right now is just not appealing.
Yeah.
I would wait until a couple of weeks till they get their 2 days of no school out, and then,
Okay.
Also, a lot of those kids will go get jobs.
yeah.
Would it be something that we could work on what that would look like and then offer it in the fall?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we could. I mean, it'll just look like going and sitting in the audience member and giving input if you feel you need to.
Yeah.
Do we have flyers to hand out, like if we see youth around or at an activity?
It's I saw it on their Facebook. So they're doing it on social media. They're promoting the position on social media. I'm asking every youth that walks into my office.
What about
Might
flyers?
also be a good idea to ask maybe the school counselors as they're preparing to help kids schedule classes and things like that for next school year, saying, hey, there's also this other opportunity for you to get involved and beef up your college resume and things like that, to just kind of get it out there to other kids that might not even have any other way of finding out about it.
If someone
Yeah.
here knows how to get hold of, I guess I could call the school counselor, if they have a student government at the school,
that would be the group of students to ask because they could get involved in an actual government. So I guess Amanda
you know what-
Hamlin.
You know what I was thinking is, we have 2 weeks left to school, like our 8th grader is doing, is moving up little kind of graduation ceremony. I wonder if we couldn't just get a handful of quarter page flyers, that were colored maybe. I mean, I know that the city has, like you said, just released that graphic that was on Facebook and Jerry had shared it a couple times. And maybe we could just hand out little flyer bills to students in real time, just to kind of get some traction, just to kind of get, I think if you're handing it to a kid and their parents are standing there and they're like, oh, blah, 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 then you can just start having a discussion. So maybe that's what we do this summer is we essentially like table with some flyers and just try and get traction going, keep the digital media going, keep sharing that. But how many kids are on Facebook? Anybody got a TikTok account?
Not me.
I mean,
I would just caution that
seriously.
that we watch our budget because we're going to be doing other stuff and we have a low budget.
Right.
So
Well, and I'm thinking, Sadie, is there any cost inferred with ripping 200 copies, colored copies of the graphic that you guys put out?
It would be very minimal.
okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we could maybe squeeze, but I mean, that again, that sort of, and having those, if we did 1,000 of them, having those for the performances in the park, the arts at the creek, and just that kind of stuff, farmers market, and just places maybe kids will be.
Yeah. I can help hand them out.
Yeah, we could
You
even put up
know.
like a little flyer at we could put up a little flyer at like the park, the skate park and stuff like that too.
And in the
know,
library too, because I know they're
Yeah,
doing a
absolutely.
teen event, I think sometime this month.
Mike could round up one of his trailers and have a float during the 4th of July parade, and y'all could
That's
walk
that's
next to it and
absolutely
hand out
correct.
flyers with all the youth that are on the side of the road.
That's absolutely correct. My my trailer's pretty beat up, but we could dress it up a little bit.
Just an idea. I'm going to be on a float, so unfortunately I wouldn't be able to help, but
I volunteered to work. So.
4th of July is a great time to capture the youth, I think, with stuff like that. But anyway, but you're right, all these other events would be great to have flyers at those events. So, okay, we will table the youth council.
I have a question. Do you think it would be out of the realm of possibility that maybe we could convince the school to offer extra credit for students that are part of the council?
You would have to contact someone named Jason Hobson, I believe. for
Jason
that.
Hobbs.
Yeah.
Oh, Hobson.
Hobson. Yeah.
Yep.
He's the one who decides what goes on the curriculum for the Estacada High School,
Okay, like maybe,
at least for the CTE classes.
yeah, maybe like half a credit or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Hobson is his last name.
Nice guy.
Okay. So, couple things I want to mention before we get to number E. Sadie, do you know if we've had any applications come in for we need another member?
I don't recall seeing any yet.
Okay,
Yeah. I will
so
double check that right now, but I don't think so.
keep that in mind, everybody.
Yeah. So do they have to be 18?
What's the rule on that? 18 and over?
We don't specifically have a rule on that for the DEIC. Yeah,
Huh?
the youth
That'd be-
position is grades 7 through 12. So I would think that if they were in grade 12 and 18, they might just be the youth
Mm-hmm.
member. But we can see what we get.
Okay. Also wanted you guys to know, I meant to say this earlier. I contacted the HOAs, but did not get a response. So I don't know, regarding meeting with them.
Oh.
So, just so you're aware, I did try. I'm not exactly sure,
Paint your house pink, they'll be in touch.
yeah, I don't live in any of those subdivisions, that's the problem.
Put some flamingos in
So
your
if
front
any of
yard.
you have contacts in any of these subdivisions, especially, I'm trying to think, now I'm spacing. The people I contacted were from Cascadia, no, what's the one down by the library?
That's something red.
Campanella. and
Yeah,
I
that's Campanella down by the
I think-
library.
Yeah, and I think Cascadia might have been the other one. So, if you know anyone that is connected to these HOAs, we really should try to get a meeting with them, with their group.
Yeah, Cole.
Heidi.
Yeah, I think one of my neighbors is on our HOA board. I can reach out.
That would be great. Thank you,
Sorry,
Nicole.
sorry to throw you under the bus there.
Oh, no problem.
And then I wanted to find out how the town hall meeting went, May 20. Did any of you guys go to it? I forgot and I didn't
I
go.
forgot.
I forgot.
Did
Um,
you?
I forgot
I
to.
went, it was the same 12 people
Oh,
that go to all the town halls. It was
Oh.
definitely a couple homeowners who were concerned about their water hookups and some loss of stormwater is not going where it's supposed to go. So there was
Oh.
definitely a bunch of infrastructure talk and public works talk and kind of liability talk about like if this pipe breaks, who pays for it?
Interesting.
There were some traffic and safety concerns up on Lawrence Road as far as some of the new developments and driveways accessing Lawrence directly instead of having sort of a side street. There was a little bit of some questions about the school bond that unfortunately didn't pass.
Mhm.
It was pretty standard and it was pretty I felt like overall there is a growing cohesion in the community as far as people having good conversations and listening to each other and getting their points across and then having just mutual respect. So I think that all in all, it's working, it's moving forward, and everyone's being civil and polite about even their sort of difference in opinions.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for that report. So did
Yep.
they say when the next town hall is going to be? Or is
I did.
there?
I did not
Okay.
hear that. I don't think that date is set yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to get it on my calendar next time. Okay. So, Denise and Shannon, you guys want to talk about, so we have these 2 pages that were, Mike and Nicole would probably not have these pages. So we had a couple pages that were handed out to us when we got here, or they were on our desk. So Denise and Shannon can go over that, and also the back of our packet. Oh, no, this isn't the same thing, is it? Yeah, then the back of our packet, we have 2 sheets as well, so take it away.
So we're meeting on, hang on, I'm trying to get to my packet here, not play on my phone. Yeah, we had a short meeting, not a quorum, and discussed how to proceed because of an impassioned plea from a member of the community. And since that plea, many people speaking up. And I've lived here for 21 years now and have never seen an anti-drug plan go, except for the one that Ant Farm did, which did not work. So, we are putting together a plan as part of the DEIC or as part of the Better Together Committee to come up with a presentation to help inform families of measures they can possibly take
Mhm.
to
lower the chance that your child is going to get into drugs or a young family member is going to get into drugs. And it's going to be a program or a movement, I guess, that said that we're going to call it, It Starts With You. It's going to be directed to the adult members of this community as they are the ones that are first in the drug pipeline of any drug pipeline, legal or illegal. It's not the children that are the first in line to get it. It's the adults. So we'll roll out more on that. But Mike and Shannon and I got together and fleshed out a white paper on it. And we're going to be ready to present it, hopefully, if we can find the time to meet in between now and then at the next one.
Good. Excellent.
Say that again?
What about a Google Doc?
We could, except I'm too old to know how Google Docs works. I can get my kid to teach me, I suppose.
It's easy.
Just a sidebar, Jesse Kerr from the Arts Commission is the Google Docs master. So she could also give you like a 5-minute tutorial that would change your life.
Yeah, maybe, but then I'm sorry, I just get so many kids come through my office and they all know Google Docs and not a single one of them knows how to open a Microsoft document. So I have issues with that. They think they know how to do a computer and they don't.
That's
Denise and Shannon, that was a great summary of what we had discussed. Do you think that there's any reason to or benefit to maybe trying to do kind of like a community partnership to get a wider net, like if we worked with Todos Juntos or Ant Farm specifically, like what, because you see so many kids and
I think we could definitely do that because we see so many of the adults. We could definitely do that. I also definitely would like to pair up with the community with businesses on the issue of Narcan.
cool. That's a
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I mean, maybe we could even, this, as soon as I thought this, I was like, no one's gonna like that at the city council. But yeah, maybe there could be some kind of a fund to pay for Narcan to be on site at local businesses.
I can look for a grant.
There you go. That's perfect.
I can look for a grant.
Yeah.
There's,
That would be
that's
perfect.
sort of what I do at work. So I'll just lump that into the filter.
City of Estacada has a grant program.
For drugs?
It's not specific to drugs. What is the grant? The grant program might look at an application for Narcan.
It is
Might.
changing this year, so it's not a grant application like it has been in years past. We've just earmarked some funds for sponsorships throughout the year for
Okay.
requests that we get throughout the year. So there won't be a period of time where a grant application is actually open. And we're hoping to fund more things this way. It will be a $500 cap and our maximum. And we're hoping, because we get a lot of requests throughout the year for sponsoring a T-ball
Right.
team or putting a
Right.
banner up, and so this is just a different way we're just approaching it different this year.
with so many accidental overdoses because of fentanyl, the kid's first time could be their last. And Narcan is something like an EpiPen. Just like the kid's first allergic reaction to a bee sting could be their last.
Yeah.
You want to know, I know that right now, my kid has asthma. That's how I found this out. If you have asthma and you walk into any pharmacy and you say, I'm having an asthma attack, they are supposed to have an inhaler behind the counter they can just give you to save your life so you can breathe. And I'm not sure if they do that with EpiPens or not, but it's a good policy to follow because you don't know, you just never know. Your kid might not do drugs, but that doesn't mean that someone might slip something into what he is doing, Coca-Cola, a drink, something like that. And
that also, Denise, could be sort of under the equity umbrella, like everyone should have access to this life-saving.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree.
Yeah.
If you put it on the same level as, like, they should be able to get an EpiPen or the breathing
An
inhaler.
inhaler.
If it's just
Yeah.
all three of those,
Yeah.
that doesn't seem like, it
Yeah.
seems smart.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it can save someone's life.
So how much would $500?
It just depends on where your source is. If you buy it over the counter, $500 is 10 of them. Now, I don't know how much it would cost if you got them from, say, the Department of Human Welfare, Human Health Services, DHS. I don't know. I don't know if they have, I haven't looked into it. I don't know if they have programs for that. I will look into it. And I will see if there are programs where we could possibly get Narcan kits cheaper. Right now, anyone, just to make it clear and put it on the record, anyone can get a Narcan dispenser. Anyone, it's very easy to see how to use them. Go on YouTube. I have been trained to dispense it, but the word train is more of a, it's very easy. Anyone, you don't need to speak English. Just watch the YouTube and you know how to administer Narcan.
Be a good thing to add to an announcement.
Yeah, well, we could put it on the flyer, a link to it on the
Mhm.
flyer.
That would be great.
More and more workplaces are training for that, just as with the EpiPen, just to cover. So, and, you know, just knowing that there's an EpiPen or an inhaler or a Narcan close by. I mean,
Kids.
yeah.
Okay, so let's, at our next meeting, let's circle back about that.
Yeah.
See what you find out, and we'll have you present on Narcan cost and programs to get it, maybe.
Yeah. I'll ask around on network.
Okay, and then you guys can also bring back whatever you come up with. We'll also have the drug abuse prevention program. We'll talk more about that next time. And
With the, I'm hoping the end result that not just a flyer, that we can also give a presentation for
that'd be
people.
great.
Like at one of the town halls or a town hall like presentation.
Or like a town hall for parents.
Yeah, well, not anybody, everybody,
Okay.
you know, everybody.
Grandmas and grandpas.
Yeah,
A lot of
brothers and
grand.
sisters. A lot
Mhm.
of brothers and sisters babysitting their brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we figure out a way to carve out some funds like that $500 mark, and we can get 10 Narcan kits, and sort of donate them to, you know, the grocery store, the pharmacy, the hardware store, and to sort of just spread them around town a little bit. I think that that would be a great thing to bring to city council meetings and then have a public announcement on the record. There's quite a few people that actually watch those on Zoom. So if we could say, this is something that the DEI is doing and we're
Yeah.
directing funds for this and we're distributing them to local businesses and we want everyone to just sort of know about what to do. You know what I mean? Because it's like a community awareness and reaction educational piece.
Yeah,
So
for the whole
that would-
community.
Right.
Yeah. And we could possibly have stickers, the way that a sticker that for the business, they could put somewhere unobtrusive that says Narcan inside.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
That would
Slaps.
be a
call
great
those.
idea. Do you want me to get the information for you from the city of Estacada
in
for
regard-
the grant, well, for the funds?
Yeah, you ask the city, and meanwhile, I'll look elsewhere too, because
Okay.
That would just be an email to the city manager.
okay.
We don't have a form this year.
Oh, so
So
all
you would
she'd have
just-
to do is send an email,
Yep.
hey, we have this need of
Yeah.
these funds to use and we'd like to donate and we're gonna give the stickers to put in the windows of the businesses that have this.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna leave that in Denise and Shannon and Mike's capable hands, all of that stuff. And I'll tackle the survey a little bit more. But if y'all have any questions you want to add on that, and you know, maybe we don't want to do a survey when we go meet with people. Maybe we just want to do this drug prevention program. You know?
If that other, isn't there a really nice survey being commissioned by the city right now?
Well, that's this, I think. Isn't
The
isn't this
downtown commission.
Yeah.
this questionnaire right here is what they're doing.
Yeah, that's
Is
a-
there
Yeah.
is there another survey other than this, Sadie, that I'm not aware of?
When is that out
Okay.
yet? That's not out yet.
No, this is just a draft.
When is it scheduled to go out?
I don't know. She doesn't know either. So I don't know.
Okay.
But I think okay, so this would be the Downtown Estacada Commission that's working on this. And they meet, oh, they met today. How nice. We keep missing these meetings.
Yeah, their meetings are at like 12:30 in the afternoon or something like that.
9 o'clock in the morning on
Oh,
Monday.
Madonna me. That's too early.
I'm at work. I've been working an hour and a half by then. I
Can we
can't-
pass out the surveys at town, sorry, I guess town hall, but at the city meetings, you know, where they put them on the table?
We could, but they mail them with the water bills. Everybody gets
Oh,
them
that's
with water
smart. Okay.
bills.
So
Tammy, do you get those water bills? Do you?
I have a well.
Okay, so anyone who has a well won't get it.
No, there's a whole lot of people that don't get water bills in this town.
What about electricity?
I get part of
Yeah,
my
that's not the city.
Oh, okay.
That's PGE.
Oh, yeah, no, that's
So,
sorry.
no, it's okay. So the next Downtown Estacada Commission meeting is July 1st at 9 o'clock in the morning. I will try to put that on my, Nicole, if you have time and could attend that meeting, I think it would be wise for us to have someone there. I will try to attend it though.
I'm adding it to my calendar right now because that's why I missed the one for today because I did not have it on my calendar.
Aha, okay, perfect. Well, no worries. I get it. The questionnaire, though, it would be good to find out, who is the, Estacada Commission's, I have this written down somewhere. Who is their, chair? Sadie?
For downtown?
Mm-hmm. I could just ask and
You could
get back
just
to you
switch.
guys. I could ask when they're planning to launch this.
I can look that up real quick too.
It's Sherry Fox Hames.
Who?
Sherry Fox Hames.
Hmm.
And then Connie Redmond as the vice chair.
Oh, okay. I might have Connie's, don't know if I have her phone number. I might though. Okay. Well, I can figure out how to reach her because I have met her, Connie Redmond. They're gonna be really busy with their 4th of July parade coming up, so I doubt they're gonna get this, I bet you this questionnaire is not gonna go out for a little while. But I'll check and I'll let you guys know if it's gonna be anytime soon. I'll text you and let you know. All right, do we have any public comment? Nope. Anyone else have anything to say that they'd like to share?
I'm just curious, when will we be planning on permanently switching over to, the
Better together? We did that.
No.
We've been doing that.
The Better Together,
Yeah, the
that's,
Better Together.
We just have to get used to using that term because we all just keep forgetting and call each other the DEIC.
Mhm.
We need to start saying the Better Together Committee.
You guys voted on it.
no, well, we voted on it, but as
city
Sadie
council
said,
has to-
she's got to take it to the city council. So we talked about that earlier in this meeting.
So we can't start labeling stuff yet. gotta say DEIC.
We can start labeling it, I think.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
we
we can.
voted. You don't think we can?
I don't think
Can-
we can because it has an ordinance to change it. That's legally our name is the DEIC.
Okay. So we have to wait on that until we get approval from the council.
So
but-
we've all decided that's what we want. We have to go to the council and say, is it okay for us to change that? Because it's a city ordinance that we are named that.
How long
Yeah.
does that take?
It
It's
shouldn't take long.
government.
It shouldn't take long because, and it actually may have already happened because I know Elena was going to take that to them. I don't know if it's been taken to them, honestly. I don't remember if she and I have talked about that. recently.
If it has been addressed, it would be in the minutes, but to my knowledge, it has not been addressed.
Okay,
And yeah, it's just the bureaucracy of
yeah,
waiting for it to go through the system.
It
okay.
has not been brought to the council yet.
Oh, Heidi.
Hi,
Hi, Heidi.
We all miss you.
Yeah, sorry. We forgot you were with us here.
No worries.
So, okay, so does anyone else have anything else they'd like to share?
Sorry, guys. Before we sign out, I was gonna ask, I, I really think it'd be a good idea to put out a little announcement, once a month, letting people in the community know what our upcoming topics are,
Oh, yeah.
so that maybe they'll, jump in and talk to us or
Is the
discuss
agenda
it.
posted ahead of time? How far ahead of time?
I think she tries to post it about a week ahead.
Mhm.
Probably how early do you guys get it from Elena? About a
Yeah.
week
Friday.
before?
It's a week.
About a week before.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
the
How
same
does-
day
How
that you
would the
guys get
average
it,
citizen find out what our agenda was?
by going to the city website.
By going to the city website, okay.
Or we could maybe have the city do a little Facebook blast and just sort of an invitation, be like, the DEI Better Together wants to welcome you for any
Yeah.
input and concern or whatever,
Yeah.
and just sort of invite people to come down and be part of the conversation.
Mhm.
Yeah, most of the government entities that I deal with at work send an email with a link to their agenda.
I just would like to, I guess kind of hope that we can make the tone more welcoming
Mhm.
than bare bones.
We'll get there.
Okay,
We'll
So
get there.
Shannon, if you wanna do that, because I know these two sheets were about that. If you wanna do that, you could certainly, do you have Elena's email
yes.
address? Okay. You could certainly email her. She usually emails me. Sometime the week of the third week of each month. So if you just made a note to every fourth week, or no, because she would have already sent it out. Well, I guess you want it already to be sent out, right? So the fourth week would be good before our meeting. Just say, hey, can you send out a blast? Yeah, because, that would be good.
I would like it if, I don't know which ideas here are useful or not. Sorry, I don't know which ideas on these are useful or not. They're just put together. I was wondering if the council could look at it and decide what would be appropriate or useful and then what wouldn't. So I know what to say to.
Let's, I will ask her, since they didn't get this in email and some of our committee is not here.
Yeah,
I will ask Elena to send these out to everyone so they can look. And then maybe she could include your email and
so
people could email you back with their feedback on these. What do you think?
is that allowed?
Uh-huh.
Yes, I would just like to know what to tell them before they send out a message.
Okay.
Are you guys comfortable with me doing that?
course, you're part of the committee.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, absolutely fine. I don't have to do that. You can do that. It's perfectly okay. So I'll email Elena about.
I am the host now.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened. So are
I
you
think it's
getting
over.
it? Say Sadie's like clocking out on 6:05. I'm gonna take that cue and go eat dinner. Thanks you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Bye.